Hey everyone, it's Tommaso here with another Sea of Thieves video. Tomorrow is the start of the long-awaited Season 10 update in Sea of Thieves, and Rare recently released a deep dive video about the new guild feature. Let's watch it together and then we'll discuss.
Guilds in Sea of Thieves allow players to create their own community of guild members, where those social connections can last beyond the
Hey,
session
Shelly.
as they work together
Nice
to
t-shirt.
share progress and rewards.
Sea of Thieves Season 10 Guilds deep dive
Being
video.
part of a guild allows
There's a
players to
crab
feel
in
like
the-
they're
in
part
the
of a bigger
bucket.
whole, bigger than even just a single crew.
You'll be able to play asynchronously.
Wait a
with
second.
mul-
Wait
Feel
a
like they're part-
second. Alright, so this is the Siren Song skull, right? Or whatever they call it. And this is the chest that contains the skull. That's a nice ship set. Is this in the game? I don't remember seeing this. Oh, isn't this the Sovereign's logo? This one? Could be actually. I don't remember. Well, let's do this.
Part of a bigger whole, bigger than even just a single crew.
You'll be able to play asynchronously with multiple crews, up to 24 players in your guild, and be able to
24
progress your
people.
guild together as a
I think
contained
that's a
goal.
good
You might,
good number.
log into the website and check what's happening, and seeing that the guild's progressed, and knowing that.
Oh, you can
some of your
check it on
mates
the-
are
on
out
the
sailing
Sea of Thieves
right
page.
now whilst you're,
Website.
in a boring meeting or whatever. But it's
Shrouded
really
Ghost.
exciting that
Shrouded
kind of bleeds
Ghost.
out into the kind of the real world a bit.
All your friends are offline, but their friends are on, and you can see them sailing around in the world. So just being able to jump in and possibly make new friends and connections will be really big for all players.
When players first create
Alright. Let's pause the video here. Do you think, or do you guys actually play the game like this? Like, do you think this is how it's going to work? Because I don't think this is like the majority of the players, or how the players play the game. Like like they just mentioned, your friends are offline, you are offline, but their friends are playing the game in the guild and making progression. Like, I don't really see this happening like in the real world. I mean, it's a nice idea and everything, but I don't think it's going to work like this in most of the cases. But we'll see.
a guild, they can choose their own name for it and aspects of their visual branding for it as well to really create that personal, unique identity for their guild. And that means that the players can feel like they unite under this one banner that
I like the
represents
flag
them
though.
all.
The visual identity of the guild, I think, is a really important aspect of it.
Yeah,
Obviously,
agreed.
you start with the name. And then once you've done that, you get to the fun bit of go, well, how should my guild look? How should it feel? So it might be a friendly
Chicken
guild, or it might be
Chasers, trademarked.
a classic pirate sort of, adventure guild, or it might be one that's actually, we just love fishing. So we want that to be all about our guild. First, let's pick a surrounding panel, like a kind of background to it that it sits on. And that, again, is themed, and you've got about 8 different themes. And then you pick a main icon. And again, we've
8
got sort of
different
30,
themes.
40 different
Is that
icons
enough?
to choose from. And then once you've done that, you pick a colorway, and then you pick a motto. And
Oh, so these are the colors that you can pick. That's 8 colors total. Well, I don't think so. That's enough, guys. We'll see. I think that there should be much more colors, at least double or triple the number.
so we provide you with a bunch of preset mottos, and you can then, again, pick one that you feel really speaks to your guild.
So you can give
Oh,
off
yes.
whatever vibe you're trying to feel, really. You can give off an aggressive vibe, a friendly vibe, something more amenable to other players. Whichever sort of play style suits you. I think there's a good range of
I
choice
like
within
the
system
costume.
to really cover that.
The chef
But,
one.
don't worry, because you can always go and change it. If it's not actually what it wants, where your guild evolves, you start off as peaceful fishermen.
Question is, do you have to
Now
pay for
we're,
it? And you want
killing
to
skellies left, right, and
change?
centre and attacking players. You can jump back in and you can rebrand your guild.
For example, the
change those
name.
things to kind of match where your guild is at now.
So with the introduction of guilds, it takes captaincy
Black
from
Death.
your ships to our ships as you enroll ships into the guild's fleet, and that means
Wait
they
a
can earn
second.
guild progress.
Wait a
You can
second. Okay. So, yeah, pledging the ship. Yeah, pledge ships will move from your captured ships to guild ships. You can remove a pledge ship if you change your mind. You can also choose whether to share your ship. Obviously, you want to share it, right, with guild members, which means they can set sail on it. The question is, can you pledge multiple ships? I mean, I guess it makes sense, but like multiple, like 2 sloops, like multiple ships of the same type.
as you enroll ships into the guild's fleet, and that means they can earn guild progress. You can also share your ships with the guild, so guildmates can take them out even when you're offline and progress your ship.
Sharing my ship with guild members. Okay. Yeah, this is where you can remove the ship. All
With
right.
milestones even when you're not
It's
there.
Building
simple.
off the persistency we added.
It's not that complicated. It doesn't seem like that.
And other things which will exist outside of the actual game session.
Piggy
So
painting.
in guilds, obviously, it's being able to connect with other players, see other captaincy ships sailing out in the sea without actually joining the game. I think the most tricky thing was working together with all the other teams. Captaincy and guilds has been a big feature between all the different departments, services, UI, game.
The question is, what happens if I have my ship pledged to the guild, right? And someone else takes the ship, but I want to join them. But the person who took the ship, they have to leave. What happens then? Am I going to be the captain of the ship? Because it makes sense, because we are sailing for our guild, right? So in this case, I guess like the ownership of the, I mean, not like owner, the captaincy of the ship should work like this, but we'll see. They might talk about it.
Gameplay and many other teams. I think the main thing was us all coming together and working out what we need to provide each other to get the job done.
And as part of that, we kind of had a bit of a tricky decision to make around where your ships lived within the menu when you first come into the game. And we made the kind of decision that when you pledge your ship, that actually that ship moves from the captain's ship area to
this is
guild's
what we
area, like we actually move
saw.
it. And so when you share it, it's a big decision, so you've got to think about that.
I think a really core fantasy for any pirate is the ability to fly
I like
your
his
own
name.
colours.
Nice
And
and
that's
simple.
exactly what we wanted to achieve
Dom
with
Nash.
emissaries in guilds. Guild emissaries are special in that they don't have
I've
a
never seen
specific
the,
type of activity that
these
you do.
people,
Being the
developers
middlemen for
in
all of the other
videos
companies,
before.
the sovereigns act as your base.
Yeah,
to
this
start
is
your
what I
emissaries
was talking
from,
about.
to fly your colours.
It allows, again, for you to be able to progress as a group together, increase your guild reputation, but also feel like you're getting more out of your guild play. And it's a goal as well for guilds to obviously unlock at a certain level. So the guild emissary is very similar to a trading company emissary, so players will be able to understand and pick it up pretty easily. Of course, you can take part in leaderboards and the ledgers every month,
Yeah.
but collectively together. So instead of your player name being on the leaderboard for your position, as per with other
Oh, it's
trading
gonna be the
companies,
guild's name.
you will be representing your guild as a whole. So your guild will place on the ledger and rewards will be distributed amongst players appropriately based on the final position.
The Guild Emissary Ledger works in the same way as the other trading companies in that it has a unique track of rewards for you to earn. So if your guild earns that progress, you will earn those rewards. And there's some really awesome
Nice,
rewards in there.
that's
My
cool.
favourite are the new animated paintings.
For
That's cool.
example, you might see 2 battling ships. Or it could be a magical underwater scene with different elements moving.
Hopefully.
Or constellations moving across the sky.
Hopefully these won't
Once
make
players have earned 100 levels of reputation in their guild, when they
Make the
complete
servers
that
more
100th
laggy,
level, they will
especially
automatically
Gallium.
earn a distinction, and then they'll be at reputation level 1 in the next distinction track, and they can earn 10 distinctions in total.
Players will find leveling up in their guild will unlock them lots of rewards. That will include some very interesting new
Little
cosmetics that you
sloop.
can don when you're sailing for your guild. Alongside that, of course, access to the guild emissary. And then on top of that, you also have a guild plaque on your ship. So other players who board your ship can see who you're representing and how well you're doing.
That's really cool.
So the
Yeah, I
guild
like
plaque
this
is
idea.
a big, impactful, new visual element that will be added to all guild ships every time you pledge one. And it shows off the guild's name, its progression, and some of its visual elements as well.
You'll see a Roman numeral tick up, and then every 3 levels you will progress from bronze, silver to gold. So there's a nice quick element for other players to see that can.
How
easily
many
tell
how many
what sort of
levels are
skills you
in
and the level
a
of experience you'll have.
in a group? or
So
whatever
as
they
guilds
call
progress,
it.
they'll unlock a selection of new outfits for their current members to use when they're
10,
playing for the
50,
guild. We
100,
think these outfits are
1000, how
super
many?
fun, especially for those players who love to really indulge in that crew roleplay.
Guild role costumes, which is the kind of my favourite part of the guild, is allowing the players to role-play each role within the ship. There is the helmsman, the cannoneer, the navigator, and the chef. So these roles kind
The
of
chef.
cover the core roles that players tend to fill in with Sea of Thieves and allow
That's
people
good.
to embody that a little bit more, and as I say, act as a bit of a reward as well for their achievements.
Oh, I like the cannoneer one. That
Players
looks
can
fancy.
personally unlock a series of commendations when they're representing guilds of different distinction levels, and over time, this will build the Unbroken Bonds ship set.
Okay, so I guess when you maxed out the guild levels, whatever they call it, like you reach the 10th, the highest level, you get the ship set, right? Like all of the pieces, but I'm not sure.
The Unbroken Bonds ship set, we really wanted it to represent friendship and the ties and bonds of friendship.
And then the colour theming being the orange and blues is just a nice, warm, inviting feeling, which I think is what we're trying to get with guilds, is this sense of community and warmth that guilds will have to one another.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
When you're part of a guild and you go to set sail in a new session,
I've seen a lot of people saying like when you create a guild, you have to do your some sort of like icon, right? That would be incredibly cool if you could put that on your sail. Like imagine that would be really cool.
you will actually be able to see all of the ships that belong to your guild, whether they're out at sea or not, and who's on them as well. This really offers you much more opportunity for that social connection with the members of your guild.
It's actually cool because you can join your friends much more quicker or easily. Like you don't need invites or anything like that. You can just join from the menu if it's allowed.
And those ships have a status, so you can see that a ship is out at sea, and you can see maybe who's on it. Whenever you see a ship that is joinable from the front end, and we
Okay, let's stop here. Okay, so they have a galleon, sloop, a brigantine, another galleon. Oh yeah, I get it now. Joinable galleon. Okay, yeah, out at sea. Okay. So why are these people soloing a galleon? This is my other question. Oh, you can see this in-game as well? Because he's in-game, because you can see equipment, pilot log, ship's log, quest. So imagine if you are server hopping for servers. Because I'm sure a lot of people does this. And you have multiple people doing it, especially when you have 4 people. And you can just like join from the menu. That's really cool. I like this.
will tell you that. You can just jump in, hop in,
there we go.
load into their session and play, which is
That's really cool. I like this.
You're not all playing at the same time, but the idea is, how do we make it feel like you're all in one thing? How do we expose the life of the guild to everyone? And that's where Chronicles comes in.
Guild Chronicles are a home for all the information about your guild. You can see key information about new players joining, new ships being enrolled into the guild.
I think it's this sort of shared experience and common goal across a guild that really adds to this sort of asynchronous gameplay where one crew can be online playing and another crew can be achieving the goals and vice versa, which really adds to this team spirit and this sort of teamwork that Sea of Thieves really fosters.
I'm really looking
Battle
forward
music.
to seeing players set sail as a guild emissary, but also being able to join other active sailors when they look into their guild to see who's online.
I'm looking forward to seeing players joining
good.
other
I like that
guildmates
too.
setting sail, people they've never met before, and just having a new social connection.
The part I'm really looking forward to seeing is players.
Again, I don't think this is how the majority of the players are going to play the game. I don't necessarily think that if you make your own guild, I don't think so you want strangers or not your friends in your guild, right? Even if they are your friends, well, more like you would know those people already, right? Because they are technically your friends as well, because you're friends, right? I mean, this is how I think about this, at least.
Is really embodying those guild role outfits. I think that can really help define the ship's roles, which we all know is so important in Sea of Thieves, and as I say, add a fun roleplay element. And I think everyone enjoys that when they play Sea of Thieves.
We have a lot of expression for players in the singular form on their own, but this is just taking that next step that gives us this self-expression for us.
Yeah, it's
and
nice.
For a group of friends.
Yeah, so technically this is your own trading company in the game, which is nice.
Sea of Thieves has always been about that social magic and being able to bring players together.
Agreed.
Guilds really allows players to take those connections that they make within a crew or those chances
Or your
within a
friends.
session and turn them into something long-lasting and meaningful by joining a guild together.
All right, that was nice. I really like this update. Unfortunately, I mean, yeah, obviously this was just a deep dive video about the guild system, but I'm more curious about the other things that they're going to bring with this update. It's not confirmed, but I'm really hoping for it. Like that they already talked about, so like the sword and the hit reg changes. But anyway, guilds. I really like the ship set. This is like a really nice ship set. But again, I wish we could put our own icon that we create on the sail. That would be incredible. Even the figurehead, like in the middle here, that would be really cool. But I guess it's just not possible at the moment. Something similar to the captaincy update, but it takes it to another level, which is always good. Like I really like the feature that they showed. Like you can see your guild ships from the menu and you can just join like whenever you wanted. I really like that feature. I like the rewards. I think it's fine. I like that. There's multiple like grades that you can achieve and get your rewards, and it shows on the mast of the ship. That's really cool. Also, I hope they're going to introduce more levels to this as the time goes. But I'm guessing this is going to be a hell of a grind to achieve the highest 10th grade. All right, guys. That was it for today. Thank you so much for watching a video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.